in, my fellow scouts, to the first age. So today we have a 3v3 Total War Silmarillion battle replay today, or it's actually Silmarillion Total War. I get those confused from time to time. My apologies. If you want to see your own Total War replay featured on this channel, everyone, you can send them to my email at scoutsentertainment@gmail.com. You can also post them to me directly on the Discord using my Discord ID. You can join my Discord server, Scouts Reconnaissance, where you can post all manner of Total War replays into the battle replay sub-channel you will find there on the Discord. You can also tag me in a Silmarillion replay you want to see of each video on this channel as well. I also have various funding options available if you'd like to support my work. But if you want to help out with the YouTube algorithm, which is most important, don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe of course if you haven't already, tick the bell for notifications so you don't miss a fight. Leave your own thoughts about this battle in the comment section below. I don't know why, but the battle was titled Minas Tirith. Maybe it's like the first foundations of Minas Tirith being laid, I don't know. But today's replay comes from Stewie. He's one of 3 defending armies today. He's commanding the house of Finarfin. We have some defenders of Tarateren. We've also got some Sator Findorato. Now guys, I do place timestamps in the video as well, so if you want to skip to the battle start, that's fine. We have some archers of Tarateren over here, some wardens of Nagathron, got some swordsmen of Tarateren. I like saying these names, they sort of roll off the tongue, don't they? Swordsmen of Tarateren over again, and some wardens of Nagathron. I think wardens there, one of the best units of the house of Finarfin. We've got some units crossing the bridges though. Got some swordsmen here, a catapult as well. Some defenders there of Tarateren. We've got some bridge wardens. Maybe it's the bridge wardens I got wrong there. Nagathron is the best unit. Got some wardens of Nagathron again. More swordsmen of Tarateren. Stalkers of Terran Feroth. And some scouts of Terran Feroth. Up here we have another House of Finarfin army commanded by Captain Gervais. He's got some defenders of Tarateren. More swordsmen. Got some more swordsmen there as well. Over here we have the Elves of Ossiriand, which is actually their opponent today. A little bit too early. Up here in the hills, we have the final defender, once we find him. Where are you? He's well concealed. We got here Wardens of Nagathron, some Marksmen of Nagathron, more swordsmen, we've got some defenders. We've got Guard of Realm of Doriath, commanded by Alexander Tenku. Got some Wardens here again, company of Prince Grindor. Next, got some Doriath and Mablang. I think it's a 200 mace unit there. Some Tyrion Ladison, Wardens of Region, and Axe Guard of Region. A couple units of them there. And then who is that? Some Cat Hallam. Those guys there fire the green arrows. Very deadly. And out here in the very distance, we have a hidden unit. Of course we do. Okay, let's head over here briefly, see what's going on. Got the Elves of Ossiriand commanded by Lord Belegost. He's got some skirmishes here of Artorias. Already firing on his enemy. They're firing on swordsmen. It's a pretty well sort of spread out so that they shouldn't take too many casualties that quickly. Got some more skirmishes here moving up. Got the dreaded Ents. Got some spear host of Gillion. Hunters of Artorias. A couple units there. Mathan and Tolgalan. A couple units as well. Now the Ents guys, they're basically the Mumbakil of the 3rd Age, just the models are much bigger, and I think this does the Ents more justice than the 3rd Age does, unfortunately. That's just my opinion there. Up here we have some skirmishes of Artorias again. Some Kinsmen of Denethor. Skirmishes of Artorias. Some Effin and Tor. This will be 2 units there. That is a Marksman of Nagathron there. Now the advantage of the Marksman, obviously, like the Kindred of Celebron, they can fire over a wide area and hit multiple units. So they got a more significant advantage because they have that split shot ability, so they can spread out more. And also decreases the advantages of having your troops in loose formation. Yeah, I gotta admit that Lord Belegost does have a lot of archers with him today. It's like the 4th unit I think we've seen so far. His ally is coming down the hill as well. We got here some swordsmen of, the house of Haleth, commanded by Khamul, Lord of the Easterlings. This is like the 3rd house in man, I think. Some Swendoboroth of Thargelion. Got some Ufid and Epil Brendir. Got some Sweda. I can't say the whole name there. Water of Brethel. Some Fraser of Brethel. Little units, obviously. Ulfred of Effin Brendir. Some Rigswell of Brethel. I'll just give you guys a brief look at all these units here. Looks like this guy here, looks like Khamul's trying to outflank his enemy. He's going to try to move around, and I think he's going to hit one of the he's going to hit Doriath first, Alexander, and Gervais on the hill here. But they're well prepared to receive him. It looked like they were heading towards that hidden blue unit, but they sort of gave up. Who knows? Meanwhile, looks like the attacks here have increased. We've got our first melee combat. The skirmishers here brought out two-handed blades, but unfortunately are not faring well. So maybe they need more practice. Swordsmen here cutting them down. These guys here are more of a mid-tier melee trip. Obviously they'll beat the skirmishers. We don't have any shields, but you'd think two-handed heavy swords would count for something. They're being reinforced by another unit, so let's see how well the swordsmen do here. They're down to 77 so far. We're trying to press and overwhelm. Elves don't usually do the mass push very well. So if that's what Lord of Belegost is going for here, probably should abandon that idea. Yeah. Catapult here is firing across. I do really appreciate the animations of the catapult. They have that more of a fiery feel than Third Age does. Looks good. The ends are moving up already. Might be a little bit too soon. Got Spearhost here, 2 units. And it could be that Lord Belegost's plan here is to move forward and cut off the bridges and essentially choke off the supply of reinforcements to their allies. So what Gervais and Alexander have over here, they're going to have to try and outlast their enemy with. That kind of makes it a 3-on-2 scenario, which is probably what Lord Belegost and his allies are banking on. Looks like Stewie might need to start sending over his reinforcements across the bridge. That's a long march too. He might be too late if Lord Belegost is successful in cutting off the ability to resupply Stewie's allies. But Javelin's coming in too. They're going to get some friendly fire there for sure. Oh, the Ents are going down. There are 3 Ents left alive. One Ent now is left alive, so obviously I'm wrong. Ents, like the Mummakill, are very susceptible to javelin fire, which was highly accurate. So the Ents didn't pan out there for Lord Belegost. But he's a little bit annoyed he just lost him. Swordsman's battling away here against the skirmishers. Meanwhile, F and Artorias have stepped up and they're engaged with... Ooh, exactly. Scouts of Terran Faroth. But the 2-handed axes just waiting to be used. Seems a little bit excessive. Looks like Lord's trying to conserve his ammunition up there. What about down here? His troops, they're on the run. It kind of looks like Gervais and Alexander doesn't want to be pushed off their hill, at least for the moment. Warriors of the Regon here being peppered. Warriors now going to throw in loose formation. We've got the hidden city of Gondolin coming on. General Artorias. Forgot, unfortunately, Artorias. I know the battle just started there, so I sort of skipped him a little bit. So sorry there, Artorias. Got some scouts of the tree. Spearman of the Swallow. Spearman of the Swallow, who's also first and foremost a javelin. Sorry, an archer unit. Very interesting. Purple shield looks interesting too. Looks nice. Scouts of the tree, as I said. Spearman of the Swallow again, so 3 missile units in the past there. Got some armorers of the hammer. He's got, looks like to be 3 units of them. Looking from the uniforms. Got some shield bearers of the tower. I have mixed feelings about these guys. They seem to be okay. Recommended on then, already seen that. Because some dismounted Madrat of Madon. I think maybe you can see these guys as maybe the equivalent of the Highborns of Erebor in terms of this unit being maybe the elite melee troop of the House of Haleth. I think the Highborns are slightly better. Shield bearers here, looks to be about 3 units of them. Lords of the Golden Flower, I think this is one of the coolest units in Silmarillion, one of the toughest as well. Champions of the Fountain, 2 units there. These guys look like Fountain Guard, but not as strong, I don't think. And over here, we've got reinforcements just waiting to be sent up where they're needed.
They have lost half their men.
It is 16 hit to 19% at the moment. Huntsmen of Artorias. Try and throw javelins here, and their enemies are exposed to those javelin fire. Stewie has some defenders here. They're being supported by Gervais. They're preventing the hunters from outflanking them. They're getting a couple of shots there. It'd be difficult to get some firepower in there. We had javelins maybe, but archers, that's a bit tougher. They are setting up. They are firing though into the Ondor Heindor and Son Afad. Okay. And the House of Haleth has some Briggs Wards of Brethil here. Which is sort of like your light infantry. It is light infantry. Another tough archer unit. Okay, Lord of Belegost has got to the bridge. The catapult potentially is in danger. Marksman and Agathron just firing into the troops, just trying to do some damage to them. Obviously, since they're so spread out, the odds of getting any kills are slim to none for these guys. Scouts here look like they're faring a little bit better. They've got a better angle. I've got to admit though, the marksmen have fairly decent accuracy, judging from those last few shots. Thought I saw these guys missing before, and now they don't seem to miss. Okay, because there's 2 separate units, so they're really focused on this one. I don't know what Stewie's got. Is Stewie abandoning his catapult? Looks like he has. Looks like the catapult's done. It fell off the bridge. Damn, unlucky. Okay, now they're firing. Because we saw them take the fire before, but they weren't reacting to it at all. Jeez, he went straight there. He's getting back up though. Now, with defenders and stalkers, this battle looks like it's going Stewie's way at the moment, but the stalkers are under heavy fire. They're down to 72. They had like 100 before. They're out of ammunition already. Jeez, they don't have too many volleys, do they? 24 to 29. The stalkers are trying to outflank their enemy. They're going to charge right into the backseat of the Ondor. Well, that's one way to kill your enemy. It is the most effective way to kill your enemy, attacking them from the opposite sides, obviously. Sandwiching it does really work. Only a heavy tier unit could hold on or potentially win against 2 mid tier and, well, obviously They'll hold off light tier troops for ages. The mid tier troops attacked from opposite sides. I think any unit would really struggle against them. Mid to elite, attacking both sides, you're gone straight away. Okay, that's a crap ton of javelin fire there. That's excessive. The angle does not favour Lord of the Easterlings, Khamul. Well, we got Belegost and his allies really pressing hard here now on all three sides. Now we got here defenders belonging to Gervais. He's outflanking the enemy, but they're just sort of standing there. Gervais has the company of the Crimson Gwindor. This is one of his best units here. Being charged into the back. He's got to turn these guys around. Your wardens moving up to support them. What are the defenders up to? They look like they have javelins. They could be firing directly into the backs of their enemies, but Gervais has other plans, it would seem. Throwing them to the armorers makes sense. Axemen of the Girdle throwing their axes into these guys. Or no, they're firing to the company of... That's the wrong player. Shield bearers there. Yeah, that's right. Marksman and Region firing in. Jeez. What's that? We've got troops up here on the mountains. Gervais certainly using the terrain to his maximum advantage. He's got a nice angle here on his enemy. I am a little bit surprised this unit is doing so well. That angle looks very tight, but the elves somehow make it work. Yep, that's a marksman regular. They're firing into the champions of the fountain. How many axe units does Alexander have? He must have at least 2.
Our men have slain the enemy general. Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
That has to be Lord of Belegost general right there. I don't think we're even a third of the way through yet. So this is where Belegost and his allies really need to hit back here. They got to score a big victory. And they've got to deal their own big blow to the enemy's morale to get back in this fight. Surprisingly, they're slightly ahead, despite losing a general. There's some more shield bearers there. These shield bearers are more just forming the line, or completing the line. Preventing Gervais from outflanking his both flanks. He's going to try and go for it, I think. Hang on, what's the shield bearers up to? They're just stocking up the line here. They're leaving themselves kind of exposed. This is a gap. Okay, these guys here managed to charge in just in time, but remember, this is a missile unit. This is what the answers were for. Against warriors of Region, that's not going to go their way. We're going to see them fall very, very soon. The units, though, look amazing. J-Monster and the crew have done an exceptional job on this mob to date. And I applaud them for their efforts. Now, it almost looks like we're seeing some fire coming in. Artorias is hitting back. We got stones coming in. Scout to the tree here, throwing stones. Jeez, what an arm. Send these guys to the Olympics. They'll never break their shot put record again. No one will. Marksman have ammunition. That's not too good. Gervais was heavily reliant on his missile units before to hold the line and keep back the enemy. They were successful, but with zero ammunition left. You might start to see things get a little bit more desperate here for Gervais and Alexander. I guess those guys just need to hope they did enough damage with the missile units before they ran out. Only gotta hope those stone throwers run out eventually. They've been firing for a long time. What is that? You guys here? Alright. Dismounted Worcestershire Dragoons. They're trying to fire into the backs of their foes. Into the backs of the guard around Doriath. Marksman Region. A couple of units. So we got Alexander and Gervais sending in reinforcements to help Stewie out, who's also sending up more troops. It's a fresh unit of swordsmen. What do you reckon? Do you reckon Stewie should stay in the citadel, or should he sally out with what he's got to try and reinforce his allies' position? Yeah, it looks like his allies does have like one or two of their maybe best units, I'm going to assume, in the citadel right now. Now, the person that admitted defeat there, I'm assuming that's Lord Belegost. This battle here isn't as epic. Stewie here could potentially outflank his enemies, but he's also got to try to hold back the dismounted wolves as well. Alright. Stewie, along with Alexander and Gervais, have initiated a three-pronged attack that should force Haleth back up the hill. I think this is in Haleth's best interest to try and save his units here. Run them behind the dismounted Moderat of Madan. Get them on the hill here so they can face their enemy on a single front. Right now they're fighting on multiple fronts. And I don't think they have the troops or the quality to hold out.
The enemy are badly bloody.
They have a small opening. They can rescue these troops here through this gap and then try to hold the line there. I think it'd be much easier for the House of Haleth just to fight back. He's got enough troops there, got enough quality troops up top to reinforce his line there. He could potentially push back his enemy and wipe these guys out. Got javelins coming up, okay, so that's good. Got javelin fire there from the dragoons. And are just the wards of Epelbrandir. Okay. Are those guys broken? Yeah, they're broken. They're not retreating. Who do we have coming in? Water of Breathel. These guys here not doing too much at the moment. These guys must be having ammunition. They've got their axes out. So Haleth just hanging on, but it looks like he's in a little bit of strife. Now, I criticise the Spear and the Swallow. I am surprised to see that they're still looking relatively strong at this stage. I thought the Warriors of Region would have made short work of them, to be honest. It really looks like Haleth has sent in a lot more troops to support Artorias' attack. 67 to 68. Jesus. Now the Tyrannid Ladison. These guys here throw sick green axes that can destroy a lot of units, a lot of men. They do appear to be a mid-tier unit. They're already broken at 46. I would have given them a bit more credit than that. But they are the last unit in the area. And they are up against the best of the best. Geez, none of the elves there got away. All were cut down where they stood. Golden Flower looking pretty healthy. Alright, Artorias is through. That's bad news there for Stewie and his team. I think Gervais has lost most of his men. Same goes for Alexander. He's got 19 of the Mablung. I think that's about half their strength. It's funny. Stewie and his team, it seemed, had Haleth surrounded before, but now it's the other way around. Now Stewie's being surrounded. And I'm wondering if it's because they pulled back all the men that were here before. It looks like they did. These guys here being pulled back. Yeah, okay, they did pull back. They're trying to save what they've got left. And here comes Artorias. Looks like they're finished here. Stewie's guys are broken, the last of them. They're done. Hang on, guys. A cavalry unit has appeared. This must have been the cavalry unit we saw before. They broke just now, unfortunately. But they did an alright charge, I think, into the daughter of Ethelbrandir. I say alright because I've only seen like a handful of troops they actually cut down before they broke themselves. They were over there by themselves. I'm surprised they actually got that far without breaking. I wonder if he ran them through the canyons to get there or not. It looks like they came through this way. There is a path up this hill here. And those ends must have been shot at for a little while because one's dead all the way there. So, can they go this way? They can. Yep. There are many paths through the mountains. That's impressive. Just exploring a little bit more. Okay, so I'm running into a lot of dead ends though. I wonder if he came through here. Yeah, this has to be the way that that cavalry unit came in order to get past Haleth. Because he could have come through this way. That way is open. Very sneaky. But worthy of noting in the future. Alright, the first troops are across the bridge into the citadel. We have one depleted unit against one depleted unit, heavily. It's also worthy of noting that the defenders still have a few missiles in their arsenal and some javelins I saw over here. There could be some. There's archers of Tara Durin up here. These guys do still have ammunition. They're in a nice firing position here. So the defenders have clearly set up what you can see as a kill box. This is why the attackers are reluctant to really just charge in there. They got to time their attack just right and pick the right spot to attack from. Unfortunately for them, at least. There's javelins here as well that can fly directly into the backs of their enemies. These guys here, they also have their javelins out as well. So, you know. They need to... When the attackers do sort of launch their main assault, they got to try and goat those javelins into just like 1 or 2 units of theirs. And try and minimize casualties that way. They need to goat those javelins out of the defenders somehow before the main assault is launched. Those javelins will deal a lot of damage, and it's tough to really see how they attack, how they approach this. They got archers on their right. Actually, On the defenders, right, I should say. Okay, so let's just look at this from the position of the attackers, okay? So the attackers have the archers on their left. They got javelins either side. They got more javelins on the right side than they do the left. So what would you guys approach this? You don't want to charge into the wardens, they'll definitely hold you up. The swordsmen are your best bet. Spears are a pretty good unit, pretty good holding unit as well. They've been reinforced by some marksmen, the regging on there. We've got wardens here. This is actually good. I didn't realize Khamul still had javelins. Oh, he's out. Geez, he only threw a couple of volleys there. So if the attackers have javelin units, then they probably need to send them up first, one at a time, to try and avoid the defenders throwing the javelins into them, at least until they've had a chance to throw their own, you know. The attackers want to use their ammunition, not lose their units to still have their ammo left. But they also want to try and weaken this front line before they charge in their main force. So if the attackers still have ammunition, with a few depleted units, then we should see them brought up soon. Got some Freshwater Brett Hill. They're firing in, although don't have the best angle. Alright, the final attack is beginning. This is the first real wave towards the citadel. So the Gervais try to send up some javelins to throw the... But they're being driven back by the spearmen. I was going to say they've sent up the javelins to throw their javelins, but it just sounds stupid, so that's why I stopped saying that sentence. Okay, swordsmen throwing their jabbies into depleted units. So, you know, point to the attackers there for that. Not sure what the warriors of Regulon were trying to accomplish there. Charging out by themselves. You think that would be the general, wouldn't you? Judging from his uniform. He does seriously stand out. So we have more warriors now crossing the bridge. So far the defenders are keeping the frontal assault pretty light. They want to try and give themselves plenty of room to throw their javelins without risking any friendly fire. Now Alexander's moving up a small force. Again, archers. Swordsmen have towered there and thrown their jabbies. Going after the shield bearers of the tower. We are at 75 to 74. Bridge wardens standing by. The defenders are obviously confident that they're not too exposed and can handle light fire like that without having to be withdrawn. It is much harder for the attackers to use their archer units, not so the javelins if they have any or axe throws, but yeah, archers would struggle. Not so the defending archers. You see any fires here into the main assault of Haleth. There's a few of the Artorias units there, the hidden city of Gondolin. Okay, defenders setting up their best troops now. Still got over 10,000 frames to go. And yet we're seeing some of the final troops committed to the battle. 76 to 77. The attackers sort of taking the chances on the right flank. They might feel that their troops have a better chance with maybe some of the defending troops in the way of the archers there. And it's harder for the defending archers up top to get a shot at the attackers on the other side. That could be why they're focusing their attack there. We've got some javelins and axes also coming over the top there from the attackers. Alexander leading the way in the centre with his Doriath, Warriors, Region and Marksman. But I think, is that a depleted unit? It is a depleted unit of champions, but about half strength. And we've got the elite tier Haleth troops coming over right now as well. Alright, we have the Lords of the Golden Flower. They're being targeted by javelins as they should. These guys here, I reckon, are the heartbeat now of the attack. If they succumb, then I think the attack succumbs with them. We've got to get into the fight. We've got to get closer to their enemy. Get under those javelins. We have standing by. We've got wardens here. Probably need to be set up. Sent up, not set up. Got a fresh unit there. We've got what's left of the Doriath and Mablang. Yeah, we're getting sparing fire there from the javelins. Both sides still have healthy forces in the attack. Now, although it looks like the defenders have the attackers outmatched on the defenders' right flank, they can't really use those numbers. That wall is preventing them from outflanking the Haleth troops and the Golden Flower troops. All they can do is move behind their allies or friendlies. $80 now to 85. Defenders pulling away slightly here. More javelin fire there. Dismounted Mardrot Magan. First time I've seen them throw javelins actually. Getting some nice flanking fire there on the Bridge Wardens. Definitely the kind of unit you want to take down with that. They've still got ammunition.
Only half the enemy force remains.
So they're getting ready for another volley. Defenders pushing hard here on the right flank. Warriors of the Golden Flower just hanging on there. They're being pushed back, but they're maintaining their cohesion. The defenders aren't breaking through. The attackers are just being slowly pushed back, at least for now. You can see the Golden Flower troops trying to repel the enemy. The Golden Flower down to now. There you go. Come on, where are you? Lords of the Golden Flower down to 19. It's about half strength. $83 to 87. Attackers clawing back 1 percentage point. Seems like the attackers are weakest in the centre. They don't really have any elite tier troops here. They've got some on the right flank and some on the left flank. They've got a bunch of mid to low tier troops in the middle. And I think that's where the attackers are most vulnerable right now. Who's coming down the hill? The Aquini Momagilawa. Okay, these guys here mean business. More wardens, they're under fire though. He's trying to get some shots off there. Alright, I probably will times 2 speed it. The defenders are leaving their troops relatively exposed to the enemy's archers there, which is a bit funny. Looks like we've still got some javelins there coming in as well. Scouts of the tree, throwing their stones, that's what that is. The Warriors of the Golden Flower still fighting on, but they're down to their last few. Down to 9. I think when they go, the attacker's left flank goes with them. The 2 units here have dismounted Madurin. And so they're trying to target the bridge wardens. A6 to 91.
Dead, slain by the enemy. We must help his men avenge him.
Okay, Doriath just lost their general. Not that I think it matters too much. He doesn't have too many troops left, I think. A7 to 91. Attackers reinforcing their center.
Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
Alright. $88 to 92. The Bridge Wardens doing what they do best. We got some Skajedamir of the Haleth. I think these are Axtros. Those stone throwers still firing away. Yeah, they are Axtros. No target though. They're trying to fire. Well, they can fire at the wardens here, but the stone throwers had that area pretty well targeted. The defender's right there. It's defender's right flank here, looking a little bit thin now. And stone throwers are depleting their reinforcements. $90 to 94. We can see some momentum here. I think on Stewie's side. I know we've got scouts of the tree, one of the units coming in, but they're light tier troops. You'd imagine they go down pretty quickly. Khamul here trying to give himself space to throw his axes when the opportunity finally presents itself. $91 to 95. It almost feels like Gervais is trying to attack the fire of those axe throwers. Draw attention away from his men and Stewies on the front lines.
Our ally lies dead. Without their general, they may lose heart and flee.
Okay, well, I reckon that's Gervais' general. So Stewie should be the only one still alive at this stage. Golden Flower Warriors still alive and in the back lines now of the enemy. Down to 2. And they've been in the thick of the fighting for a long time. The attackers are about to break through on the left flank.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
No other troops are here. 93 to 96. Attackers must use their numbers. Here they come. Charged around, lined themselves up, then hammered them. 94 to 96. And they broke the defenders' troops. What's going on now? There's some troops over here, inside the city. So this is where the final battle will be fought. This is unexpected. I thought we'd see the conclusion way back at the bridge. And here they come. Boys are bracing for impact. The attackers probably shouldn't charge in one at a time. They should line themselves up first as a force and then charge in. That probably wasn't the best idea. Remember, we've got light troops here going up against heavy troops. It's kind of one-sided. I actually half thought the shield maidens over there had their axes still. Because I know that Haleth was trying to fire them before.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
You see, Khamul still has axes. He should have told his allies to wait up, put his axes at the front, fire in his axes into the main line, and then charge in as one single army. I think sending in their low-tier troops first has enabled the defenders to gain the upper hand in this fight, and they've killed a lot of the attacking troops already. The Skajamia should have been allowed to fire their axes in first. 97 to 98, still very, very tight. The best the attackers can hope for is that they surround the remaining defenders and try and break them, cause a chain rout. The defenders have got to prevent this. They've got to shatter one of the sides. They're surrounded. But they're just holding on. And it's Gervais to the rescue! And all hope looks lost. Gervais charges in with the last full unit that hasn't really seen too much melee action. I reckon he saved the last of Stewie's men. No, Stewie could be all dead. I'm not seeing anything else from him. Looks like Gervais was the last defender on the field. Oh no, Stewie does have some archers left over. He's still here. Now that was a tight battle. And a well hard fought victory.
down.
And that is it.
Our men have slain the enemy general. Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
And General, practically the last soldier to fall.
Let it be a salve upon our wounds.
So, Gervais says 1656, Stewie 2063, Alexander 1538, Lord of Belegost 1137, Khamul Lord of the Easterlings 1338, General Artorias 1576. So, very respectable kill counts. Every player did exceptionally well. Alrighty, best performances were the Wardens of Nagathron for Gervais' army, Swordsmen of Tarath 144, 186, 153 and 236. Scouts of Terran Faroth 124 and Marksmen of Nagathron 319. Stewie here, Sato Findorato 153, Swordsmen of Tarath 124, Wardens of Nagathron 132, Defenders of Tarath 173, Swordsmen of Tarath 106, Marksmen of Nagathron 152, Archers of Tarath 309, Scouts of Terran Faroth 194 and 99, and Stalkers of Terran Faroth 112. Stalkers here each got 112, 111, and the Catapult 105. And that is it. So, if you want to see your own replay for each video on this channel, guys, you can send them to my email at scoutsoventertainment@gmail.com. You can send them to me directly on Discord using my Discord ID. You can also join my Discord server, Scouts Reconnaissance, where you can post your replays into the Battle Replay sub-channel there. Or you can tag me in a Silmarillion replay you post on the Silmarillion Discord as well. This is Micka, on behalf of Scouts of Entertainment signing off. Goodbye, my fellow Scouts. Catch you in the next Total War battle.